Good morning, my fellow rock lovers. I have a fun story for you. I'm going to tell you a little story that happened about a month ago, and I just feel really blessed, and I wanted to share, and I need help identifying some of this stuff. Okay. I have a full time job. I work full time as an office manager for a busy IT company here in Utah. And about a month ago, a client of mine calls, and I was having kind of a rough day because it gets a little cray cray around there. And I told her that I'd much rather be out looking for rocks and collecting rocks than collecting bills from people and clients. And she says, "Oh, are you a rock hounder?" I said, "Yeah, me and my husband are newbies and we like it and all this stuff." And she said, "Well, my late husband was into it and he left a bunch of stuff behind. I've taken a lot of it to Goodwill already. Maybe we should plan for you to come up here and look through it and see if you want any of it. And if you don't, then I'll just take it all to Goodwill. And if you do, that'll be great." So I obliged and went to her place, and I was in awe. Stuff that he'd been working on and that he had cut, that he had found. And she had it all grouped up for me. I can't get over some of the blessings that come when you're least expecting it. Look at this cuteness. You can't get enough of it. This is Sky. He doesn't do this to me very often. He's a daddy's boy, normally. I kind of just realized watching those videos back that I'm looking pretty rough. Sorry, it's Saturday and it's been a hell of a long week, and I don't care. Anyway, I want to take you through the tote that caught my eye, what that was right on top in the great big tote that he was working on. And I need some help identifying some of the things in here. I think I can recognize some of it, but you know, the rock identifier sometimes doesn't give me the right mineral or rock, and so I've gotten some heat for misidentifying some rocks on here before. So let's take a look. So this was the tote on top that caught my eye. It's a little hospital wash bin, and it's full of some good stuff. And then I'll show you what else was in there here in just a second. But the first thing that caught my eye was this huge chunk of chalcedony. Look at this guy. I immediately held him, and wow, he is putting off some serious energy. And then I think that there's some jasper on the end. He was really fun. Huge chunk of chalcedony. And then another huge chunk of chalcedony. Has a little bit of green on there. I'm not sure. I haven't cleaned any of these up. These are his raws the day she gave me these. So cool. Looks like he had found the bubbly goodness of agate. Could be some good stuff in that one. I want to cut him open. Let's see here. This, I believe, is selenite. He found a good chunk of it somewhere. Pretty cool. Another big hunk of chalcedony and jasper. He's fun. Looks like he got some into pyrite. Or, I don't know, quartzite, maybe? Not sure. Now, is this another piece of chalcedony? Yeah. This purple reminds me of Tiffany stone color, but if you look really close on this guy, you can see like the mesh lining of like in construction. So I'm not sure what this guy is. He has purple tint all over him. A little slab. Ooh. Okay, so there's something on that. Looks maybe like, I don't know, it's harder than wax. Not sure. Another piece of chalcedony. Ooh, another cutter. Hello. There are total bands that are different layers around there from probably the layer of water that's eaten and corroded the rock away. That's really cool. Looks like a guy crawling for his life, trying to find some water or something. And there's the pond. Oh, get to the water. What I thought was just really cute and tender are all these little extra little plastic things. There's a marble. Oh my goodness, it's so fun. I think this is clay. I don't think that this is a rock. Oh, well, I might be wrong, and that might be obsidian. What is this glass? What? Okay, I didn't even see that guy. Oh, he's fun. Looks like Idaho. That's where I'm from. A little geode pocket. Anyway, don't know if that's quartzite. Not sure. And this guy needs to be cut for sure. I'm sure that there's something pretty in him. Little agate window there. See all that? Awesome. Not sure what this guy is, but he's cool. Green jasper. I don't know like, if it's even anything. It's really smooth like a river rock. Pyrite. Man, the camera just doesn't do it justice, does it? Conglomerate, maybe? Not sure. And then all these little guys, I don't know, that might be plastic. Shiny little guy. Ooh. It looks like he tried to maybe tumble this. Half a heart. Okay, we just have a few little jaspers here. Tiny cute. I could totally wrap this one. Brown jasper, maybe with some chalcedony. Anyway, this is kind of the little bit left that there is. I think this is what they call it, pyrite or fool's gold, something like that. Sorry about my thumb. It's healing though. I smacked it good. Now this is interesting. I don't know, it might just be like sandstone or something. It seems pretty soft. Looks like a monster face. Rawr. Rawr. Alright, so the rest of this is just, I mean, we'll probably use it for a tumbling meteor or something. Now for the good part. Look at these slabs. I know that one's petrified wood. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. That looks like Africa. Those two pieces go together. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. This looks like crazy laced agate. I'm not sure. And I'm not sure, but these two must have chalcedony, agate, or something or other in them, and I'll show you in the light. So this guy. Piece of petrified wood. Now he had these. These are just the way he left them. Isn't that beautiful? Yep. Ugh. I'm not sure what this guy is. You can see his saw marks on it. It's so awesome. Something's right there. I think it's a piece of tape or something. What is this? Now this guy has a great big purple stripe with a few little bands here. I'm wondering if this is tree agate. I'm not sure. Looks like Africa a little bit, but I'm not sure. You can see through him a little bit. And I tried to put them together, and they don't really go together. I just wonder if they're just two separate pieces. They're pretty cool. Now this guy. Look at him. Hello! He's so pretty. So pretty. I'm not sure of him either, but you really can't see through him either, just very slightly. But what is he? Now, I have never had a piece of crazy lace agate, and he has a great big fracture in him, and I don't know what to do with him besides maybe break him or cut him and start making calves out of this guy. He's beautiful. Look at him. A couple of pieces left. There's this guy. I think the only thing you can see is through his holes. And then this guy is probably my favorite out of all of them. So cool. So I could use some help identifying these awesome guys. And then we're going to make part two because I have two more tubs full of stuff that he found. This is so fun. Stay tuned.